varieties or Red Globe grapes, only $3.99 per pound. Purdue Fresh Chicken Leg Quarters, just $1.79 per pound. Kellogg's Special K cereal, $6.99 for a 12-ounce box. 2 rolls Scott Choose a Size paper towel, just $5.89. For a quick snack, Yoplait yogurt, only $1.09 for a 6-ounce tub. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, October 27th, 2017. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. Well, just over 24 hours after it was announced that the airport redevelopment's primary contractor, Aecon, had been purchased by the Chinese CCC International Holding Company Limited, residents appeared to have mixed feelings over what's to come. Despite the new ownership, the agreement between Canada and Bermuda means that for decades to come, the airport will be managed by the Canadians. We went to Reed Street today to ask residents for their views on the Chinese takeover of Aecon.
As a Bermudian, we try to keep things within the country, and we want to see business develop as myself, a Bermudian business develop and grow. Having international companies come in, they do bring a different view than what we have here, and that's how I've learned. I learned from leaving the country and learning from other people. In regards to how the funds are going to flow, that's really difficult because I'm not into that level of government to know how the funds are going to flow, but if it helps bring more business to Bermuda, helps better our lifestyle, that's good.
I was worried at first when I first saw the headline, but having read the whole article, we're such a tiny part of it, I don't think it'll make any difference to Bermuda.
I'm very concerned because this is a global situation. China's not just purchasing Aecon, but they're purchasing in other jurisdictions. And I'm just concerned about the impact of it.
Implications to Bermuda over the long term.
Yes, definitely.
From not knowing all the information, I believe that Bermuda's been taken by a foreign entity, and I think the government is doing the right thing and checking to all the details. The former minister who is responsible should be held accountable for selling off our main asset. That's my opinion.
Well, as long as the agreement stays the same, then it shouldn't really make any difference. But in business world, not everything stays the same. I mean, I wasn't for the airport in the first place, so I'm a bit dubious about what's going to happen. When we travel now, it keeps getting more expensive. So are they going to keep the agreement the same? If they are, then great.
But in regards to keeping things Bermudian and seeing the money stay here and helping that money to then add to other things in our economy, that I question. That decision I do question.
When it's done, it's done. I don't see that most big construction companies work throughout the world. So, no, I don't think so.
I don't know why they sell our airport. Point blank.
Because the government at the time felt that it would be a private-public partnership and it would not cost the taxpayers any money to build the airport.
Yeah, but that's like saying, don't give your seniors a raise, and seniors are still without. After they work so hard for that little piece of change to retire at 65 and be told they can't get an increase because you felt they didn't deserve one. So make me understand.
Do you think it's right that the new government has said they will review the current airport deal?
Why not? It should have been reviewed then. It wasn't done right. I work construction. We all know when you put stuff out, you put out to tender. You take the bids that come in, you sift through the paperwork, and you pick the one that's feasible. You just don't go say, oh, by the way, they're the ones right ones for it. You don't do that.
Well, just my knowledge of contracts and things, obviously, I think the contract was with the original company, that when the company is purchased, then that contract moves over to the other company.
I think, if anything, it's positive because I think that will open more doors for them to more international opportunities. So, I can only see the positives in it.
Elsewhere, the devastation caused by hurricanes in the Caribbean will be front and center in discussions this weekend for Premier and Finance Minister David Byrd. Here are the details. The Premier, David Byrd, will fly to Miami for a special meeting of the Caribbean Overseas Territories involving leaders of Caribbean countries to discuss the regional effects of Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Premier Byrd will be accompanied by Cabinet Secretary Dr. Derek Binns and Director of the London office and UK representative of the Bermuda government, Kimberly Durant. Also present for the talks will be leaders of Anguilla, Montserrat, the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, and the Turks and Caicos. The Caribbean region was recently hit by the 2 Category 5 hurricanes, which caused widespread destruction and damage to lives as well as property across the region. The special meeting will focus on the regional cooperation of disaster relief efforts across Caribbean overseas territories. The Premier is expected to return to Bermuda on Sunday. 1 week ago, immigration legislation was passed that gives the new bill priority over the Human Rights Act. Home Affairs Minister Walton Brown Jr. says Bermudians must come first. Senators are yet to debate the matter. Meanwhile, OBA Senator Andrew Simons claims the bill was rushed through.
What everyone in the community would benefit from is more input from the Human Rights Commission and from perhaps the Center of Justice. As many of my colleagues have said, that bill, which was passed by the House of Assembly, strips all Human Rights Act protections from the immigration process. What we've encouraged is that the Human Rights Act be amended to include language that would allow the government to make a case. It could say there's a reasonable justification for making certain decisions, but not to just exempt the Human Rights Acts altogether. That input hasn't been forthcoming, and it's very hard for the public to understand what's really going on without those other voices in the community.
So it seems as if you agree with others that it was a bit rushed through.
Yes, clearly it was. If we've talked for a long time about collaborative bodies working on hard immigration subjects and then providing a report, if that report is supposed to come in just days, pushing ahead with it is really just an exercise of flexing your muscles because you've got the votes.
But there is one faction that says that Bermuda for Bermudians. This helps Bermuda for Bermudians.
This bill strips rights from certain Bermudian families. If you're a Bermudian woman and you're married to someone who's from somewhere else, your rights as a family are suddenly diminished by the bill that was passed in the House of Assembly.
Stay with us. More news after the break.
Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
When you shop online, the cheapest, quickest, and easiest way to bring your packages into Bermuda is with U.S. Express at mailboxes.
I've been a U.S. Express customer for a long, long time, and I stay a customer because it's fast, easy, and convenient.
You get the automatic call when your package is here, and just the pickup is easy. The street's not too crazy there, but you can just swing by, boom, down the steps, get your package, and off you go.
Sign up for a U.S. Express account at www.mailboxesunlimited.com today.
What would happen to your business if your premises flooded, there was an accident on site, or your computer systems were hacked? Many businesses find it difficult to recover from these and other unforeseen events, such as fire or theft. That's why you should talk to our specialists at Friesenbrook-Meyer Insurance. We will customize coverage to best protect your business against extreme financial loss.
Covering possibility.
The Department of Environment and Natural Resources tonight updating the public on the gasoline spill that occurred at the Rubis Energy Plant at Ferry Reach in March. The latest update from the department reveals the spilled oil floating on groundwater around 70 feet below the ground surface is confined to only the extent of the Rubis plant. As a precautionary measure, one private property nearest to the Rubis site has been supplied with trucked potable water by Rubis to offset the need to use its existing abstraction well for swimming swimming pool and toilet flushing. Additionally, government revealing the amount of fuel physically removed, largely as vapor, over the initial 6 months of cleanup has been determined to be around 25% of the original spilled volume. The estimated amount of gasoline spilled was revised downwards from initial reports of 19,300 gallons to 17,200 gallons. Elsewhere, the newly reformed Bermuda First Advisory Group members will not be charged with leading investments, only recommendations in a report due to be compiled by mid-2018. Premier David Burt, in announcing the committee yesterday, was asked, in the interest of transparency, how members will be deterred from making private investments in potential industries they may recommend in their report. Mr. Burt responded this way.
And it is not expected that there's going to be investment that will come out of this advisory group. What the result of this will be similar to the plan of which was done the first time around, which will lay out the opportunities for Bermuda as a collective country as a whole. We're not going to be engaged. The committee, for instance, is not going to have money to invest and otherwise. So they're going to be putting forward and collectively, after doing research and engaging community stakeholders, what are the best ways for Bermuda to go forward given the global realities and the opportunities for economic advancement. And additional points, because I don't want to focus on the economy that much, because remember we said an economic and social plan, and that's why there are persons who are not just economy-based, but also social-based, because we have to make sure we are tackling the social challenges as well. So whether that's education, whether those are things inside the third sector, making sure that we have those challenges there, those are the things that we want the committee to be discussing and to present a report on as well.
Parents are urged to be cautious, along with the public, as the island marks Halloween next Tuesday, October 31st. As Tarai Trot tells us, you can expect the police presence to increase during that time, with patrols around the island.
As usual, police officers will be patrolling throughout the western, central, and eastern parishes, monitoring the various Halloween-related activities. Although the Bermuda Police Service is well positioned to deal with Halloween from an enforcement perspective, the police focus will also be on public safety, and police appeal to the community to do their part to preserve the safety and security of everyone. Motorists are advised to slow down to help keep the roads calmer, particularly when traveling through neighborhoods. The Bermuda Police Service says they do not want a tragedy to occur, as there will be lots of pedestrians on roads, many of whom will be children dressed in dark-colored costumes. Older children, parents, family, and friends are encouraged to do their part in keeping their young children close by and safe. Residents walking along the main roads with young children are encouraged to wear brightly colored clothing as well as reflective items, and police strongly encourage the use of flashlights during the hours of darkness. In addition, young children should be accompanied by a responsible parent or guardian whilst out trick-or-treating. To that end, the Bermuda Police Service is mindful that there are people who will use Halloween as an opportunity to commit crimes which may cause injury to persons and or damage to property. Such acts include but are not limited to throwing eggs and other projectiles. The Bermuda Police Service would like to take this opportunity to reassure the public that such behavior will not be tolerated, and officers will use lawful powers to deter and detect antisocial behavior. However, police stress they cannot do this alone. Working in partnership with you, the community, the Bermuda Police Service asks that parents, shopkeepers, and gas station owners and operators be wary of persons, particularly those who are young, who may attempt to purchase unusually large amounts of eggs. Throwing eggs at people or property may seem like fun, but police say this irresponsible and potentially dangerous act can cause personal injury and property damage. Therefore, anyone caught engaging in such activity will be dealt with appropriately.
Now let's turn over to the AccuWeather headquarters for the latest.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This forecast is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group. And as we take a look here across Bermuda, we had a front that moved through that brought showers. And now you can see most of the activity has cleared the island. We're still seeing a scattering of some clouds. Could be a shower around for tonight. Our current conditions, the humidity is lower. The humidity now at 66%. The temperature in Hamilton is 75 degrees. It's 75 also in Somerset Dockyard. In St. George's, 76 degrees. The water temperature is 78. We have waves inside the reef at 1 to 2 feet. Waves outside are 4 to 7. The winds will start to diminish as we go into the overnight hours. And for tonight, partly cloudy. There could be a shower in spots. Our temperature, 69 degrees for our overnight low. Tomorrow, we have high pressure settling in, a partly sunny sky. a high temperature of 76, our overnight low 69, so our temperatures are right around the averages. Our first high tide comes at 2:50 in the afternoon, and our first low tide comes at 9:20, or I should say came at 2:50 in the afternoon. Our first low tide is 9:20 this evening. For our second high tide on Saturday, it comes at 3:20 in the morning, and then our low tide comes at 8:57 in the morning hours. So here's our gateway forecast in Toronto, 50 degrees. We've got rain. In New York City, partly sunny skies and 68 degrees. London checking in at 61 and mostly cloudy. Jamaica, showers or thunderstorm popping up. We are keeping an eye on potential tropical development just to the south and west of Cuba. So here's our extended outlook for Saturday and Sunday. High pressure in place, so we have temperatures right around the averages in the 70s. We have a partly sunny sky. On Monday, we'll have a front coming in. It'll become windier. Showers will start to pick up, especially in the morning as the front starts to come through. We're talking about maybe a quarter to a half an inch. High pressure on Tuesday keeps things dry, and then we have a couple of instability showers around on Wednesday. To keep up to date on all the weather has to offer, tune into Ocean 89, Power 95, and Inspire 105.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
Challenge, new adventures, forge lifelong friendships, and earn an extra $5,000 to $6,000 a year.
Good stuff.
Be a part of a proud and honorable legacy of service. The Royal Bermuda Regiment is seeking volunteers.
Let's go, guys!
Call us at 238-1045 or visit bermudaregiment.bm. The Royal Bermuda Regiment, your regiment.
Hi, I'm Charles Webb, inviting you to join me on Monday nights at 8 for Season 2 of Inside Bermuda Homes, a program showing how Bermuda lives. That's Monday nights at 8 o'clock on ZBM TV 9 for Inside Bermuda Homes.
FIFA World Cup 2018 is the showcase of the world's most popular sport, and Bermuda Broadcasting Company will deliver all 64 games in high definition. This is a great opportunity to present your ad during the most prestigious sporting event. For more information, email sales@bermudabroadcasting.com.
Government Reform Minister Levita Fogo has toured the new site of the Bermuda Post Office Mail Processing Center, the BMPC. The public will be aware that the BMPC has vacated its publicly owned premises at the airport and relocated to the new venture building at Mills Creek in Pembroke. The BMPC formally moved to the new site earlier this week. During the visit, Minister Fogo was provided with an overview of its operations and discussed with senior staff the logistics surrounding the significant move. Minister Fogo says it was important to visit the new site of the Bermuda Post Office Mail Processing Center to demonstrate my support for the BPO team. They worked to meet some incredibly tight deadlines to ensure that the move was a success, and I want to commend their dedication and commitment to seeing the process through. End quote. Well, coming up in sports, youngsters compete on the Great Sound, squash finals set, and tennis continues in clay court national championships. Earl Basin has these details and more in tonight's Sports Report.
Another tough, breezy day on the Great Sound, along with a few scattered rain showers, did nothing to dampen the spirits of 38 Renaissance Reed Junior Gold Cup sailors. Upon completion of 6 races at the halfway mark, Bermuda Optimist Dinghy Association National Sailors Magnus Ringstad, Sebastian Kemp, Azai Smith, and Christian Eben are currently in the top 10 of the regatta. The regatta is being led by Jose Rotha from Argentina, who has 5 net points. Santiago Pacheco from Uruguay is in second with 11. Kalle Lagerberg from Sweden is in third with 13, with Richard Sotithas from Malta in fourth. Fletcher Walters from Australia is in fifth with 27 points. Ringstad is sixth with 40. Kemp is seventh with 42. While William Penk from Great Britain is in eighth, with Smith and Eben tied for 10th with 53 points. The Rubis Grade Squash Tournament moved into the semifinal stages inside the Bermuda Squash and Rackets Association Club last evening. The top 2 seeds in the A division advanced to the finals, with Michael Franklin, the number 1 seed, defeating Davario Thompson in straight games 11-8, 11-3, 11-4, while Kristen Johnson defeated Patrick Foster in 4 games 11-6, 11-9, 10-12, 11-8. Anthony White and Romar Douglas will meet in the B division final after both winning their semifinal matches. White defeated Mark James 11-8, 12-10, 7-11, 5-11, 11-5, and Douglas defeated Tony Muldoon 11-4, 11-5, 13-11. The junior division final will feature Tom Packett, who defeated Daniel Ringer 11-8, 6-11, 11-6, 11-5, against Graham Moss, who defeated Izzy White 11-6, 11-3, 11-6. The 2017 Bermuda Clay Court Championships continued at the Coral Beach and Tennis Club. In men's open singles, Gavin Manders defeated Scott Redmond in straight sets 6-2, 6-2. Sam Butler, the number 2 seed in the men's open singles, defeated Michael Way 6-1, 7-5. And Neil Tolson, the number 3 seed, defeated Yves Doyon 6-2, 6-1. Manders and Joe Butterfield won their central mixed doubles match against Neil Tolson and Pat Hawkins 7-5, 7-5. Ashley Brooks and Jacqueline Lambert, the number 1 seeds in the women's open doubles, defeated Kim Burns and Thayer McKenzie 6-love, 6-1. Earl Leader and Chris Mabry won their men's 55 doubles match against Wilfred Gonzalez and Gary Lyons 6-4, 5-7, 10-4. Juma Mouchette and his Virginia State University men's cross-country teammates secured the 2017 Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association's men's cross-country championship title under the direction of head coach Wilbur Johnson. Mouchette and his teammates had a combined time of 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds to finish with 39 points, with Virginia Union second with 84 points. Mouchette was the 8th runner to cross the line, stopping the clock in a time of 29:39. He was the 3rd Virginia State runner to cross the line. Known for its defense, the Johnson & Wales University men's soccer team has been picking up the offense of late. Freshman Cesario Brimmer scored twice last week in 2 Johnson & Wales victories to earn the GNAC Men's Soccer Rookie of the Week, as announced by the conference office. Elon Daly competed in the downtown short course sprint swim meet, which was hosted by the Toronto Swim Club at the University of Toronto in Canada. Daly, competing in the girls 12-year-old age group, finished 14th in the 100-meter freestyle, touching the wall in a time of 59.84. She would finish 16th in the 200-meter freestyle, clocking 2:16.97. With a time of 1:08.92, saw Daly finish 10th in the 100-meter backstroke. Daly would finish 4th while competing in the 200-meter backstroke in a time of 2:23.59. During the 100-meter butterfly, Daly finished 13th, stopping the clock in a time of 1:06.38. And in the 200 individual medley, Daly finished 6th, recording a time of 2:25.84. Following the 2-day horse jumping show at the National Equestrian Center on Vesey Street over the weekend, we can now bring you the champions and reserves champions of the classes. The champion in the Hunter Pony was Don't Blink and Nicholas Lopes. Jess Hoyser was the reserve champion, riding Lead Story. Casanova and Michael Rodriguez were the champions in the adult equitation, with the runner-up being Up and Away and Abby Barjett. The junior hunter horse class was won by Eleanor Cox and Face Off, with Emma Stegman and Let's Play the reserve champion. Short stirrup equitation 12 years and under class was won by Hoyser and Lead Story, with Boom Boom Pow and Skylar White as the reserve champions. The junior equitation under 12-year-old class was won by Cameron Lines, with Spot the Dot, Hey Dude, and Tyler James were the reserve champions. In mixed majors bowling league action inside the Warwick Lanes, it saw the Minimax Forwarders fall 11-9 to the Warriors. The Movers and Shakers went down 13-7 to Unpredictable. The Activators defeated the Troublemakers 16-4, with the Mix-Ups defeating Fight Back 11-9. The game between Spare Change and the Untouchables ended 10-10. I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us. USDA ribeye boneless steaks, only $18.99 per pound. Imported cluster tomatoes, just $2.99 per pound. For a frozen treat, Friendly's ice cream, only $5.59 for a 48-ounce tub. Lyman's wild blueberries, just $5.49 for a 15-ounce bag. Sargento sliced cheese, only $4.59 for a 6.67-ounce package. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
The Doghouse, where we all end up, presents Undefeated Bermuda. Let's get ready to rumble! In the red corner, representing Bermuda, it's Nikki Nifty Bascoul! And in the green corner, representing Portugal, it's Fabio Hands of Stone Costa! International referee Steve Smager officiating the event. It's live at the Fairmont, Southampton on November 11th. Doors open at 7 p.m. Event starts at 8 p.m. Free Bermuda and Portugal flags at the gate. Tickets are $75 for general admission, $150 VIP ringside. Tickets sold at Sports Source Hamilton and Warwick. Audiovisual Hamilton and Somerset, Fairmont, Southampton. Tickets sold online at ptix.bm. Sponsored by the Doghouse, Cesaris Gas Station, the Royal Gazette, the Sports Source, Audiovisual Electronics, Sousa Landscape, the Island Shack, Fresh and Hungry, Arnold's Family Market. See you at Undefeated.
Just in time for Fashion Week in Bermuda, two local artists recently published their artwork combining fashion accessories and Bermuda foliage. Ms. Ronnie Chameau, along with longtime friend and collaborator Donna Pink, have launched a new book, A History in Hats, Foliage to Fashion, detailing hats made from local flora stylized through the centuries. The exhibition of their work is on display starting today at the Bermuda Society of Arts at City Hall.
Everyone knows that I do work from natural foliage, and I started that in 1986, so it's been quite a long time. And I revived this dying art of doll making, which is unique to Bermuda, which is banana doll and palm dolls. And I revived that, and now I teach in the schools and try to keep the history going. And I've also revived the dying art of weaving with a palmetto. And that is really important because, and this is why we sort of got into hats and all of that, because the palmetto weaving was done by Bermudian ladies in the 1700s, and yards and yards and yards of weaving was sent over to England to make hats, straw hats, and they call them the Bermuda straw hats. And that was like the real rave in London because everyone wanted to wear a straw hat, a beautiful palmetto hat. So it sort of started from there, and we have a collection at Carter House with the hats and so on. And the palmetto hats, we have one down there is over 200 years old. So that's how the palmetto palm holds up.
Both artists crafted 14 hats each and since 2014 researched the styles of Bermuda through the decades. Ms. Pink tells us the new book is available island-wide.
I decided, well, what's a reason that I could have to make more of these hats? Because, it was fun. And I thought, well, I could make lots of different styles, and then it just came to me that how much the styles and fashions have changed over the years and centuries and whatever. And I started to research, and I realized that the women in Bermuda, especially when we started collecting photographs, were really up to fashion par with the rest of the world. So I said, let's draw our inspiration from that so that we knew that each hat would be so different. And that way we can incorporate old photographs, because we both love old photographs. That's why we called it Our History in Hats, because it really does show our progression in the fashion world. And, you know, Bermudian women are very fashionable. So were back then and still are today. So.
And these are available for purchase?
Yes, this time in this exhibition, this is our second exhibition, and the hats are for sale. And the reason we wanted to do the book is that we didn't want to just have to pack them away afterwards, you know, so we thought, let's make a permanent record of the hats, and that's how the book came about, and hopefully people will be able to buy these for collector's items, really, or to wear.
And that's our broadcast for this evening. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.